here is a government which does not tire, exhaust you day in and day out by giving you lessons of what a great name for India, what a great face for India, what a great Aan and Baan for India they have established. They don't tire by telling you the prestige which India has enhanced. We as Indians are proudest when that happens. But what has happened in the last few months is a slap on the face of such haughty and unrealistic claims. In fact, the opposite has happened. Indian and India has been insulted. Firstly, we've been insulted by arbitrarily affecting lakhs of our students, and India has the second highest diaspora of students in USA after China. We have been insulted by suddenly midstream telling them that whichever university has converted to online, you please can't stay in this country. And remember, most universities in unrelated decisions have converted to online. It's an unrelated decision. But the impact of that is that the government of USA has taken this double whammy on the poor student. Now remember, these are students who have got admission, they've spent money, they've arranged their affairs, their parents have scrounged around, they are at the threshold of a brave new career. They suddenly find that they don't know how much of suspended animation they are at. Where is the government scheme for helping them? Where is the government grievance cell? Where is the government speaking up for them? Has the government used any diplomatic, economic, educational, or any power to immediately get this reversed, apart from Jumlebazi? This is on the face of it a perverse decision. I think we don't need to speak on it from a position of weakness. India needs to shout loud and clear, and we need to force the USA to roll back such a ridiculous midstream decision, but the government seems clueless. We have heard of this for the last 2-3 days, but heard nothing from the government. And when you hear again, there will be some kind of homilies and rhetoric, but no concrete step. Number two, while this is going on in a longer perspective, under your very noses, H-1B visas are being cancelled left, right, and center. So one category is vulnerable, our precious students, young dreams, young minds. The other is those who have established a name for India globally as H-1B holders. Remember, these are people who have established their own space in foreign society. Today we are respected because these are successful people who have contributed as citizens. Suddenly 85,000 is the figure I have here, is going to be taken away, the single largest. And this category of visa, friends, as you know, is 3 out of 4, my apologies. 3 out of 4 is Indians. So it is virtually an anti-India single point decision. What were you not able to see this coming, Mr. Government of India? You were not able to see this coming. You were not able to take preventive. This should be preventive action. Forget curative action. When Mr. Modi was doing his Howdy Modis in India or his Howdy Trumps in America, was this not the priority? Or was chest thumping, jumlas and big rallies the priority? Be it Gujarat or India, the human beings are the same. The students are the same. The H-1B people are the same. Even from Gujarat, there are a very large number of successful H-1B holders. Now, we have heard nothing on this H-1B for the last 3 or 4 months. This is not a new issue. We have heard rhetoric, we have heard jumlebazi, we have heard assurances, but not a single concrete thing. I think the leverage which India has on Aan, Baan, Shaan, Naam is here lacking. This is where the leverage is required, not in event management and big shows. Thirdly, friends, please see that a country the size of Kuwait, which in fact, let me tell you, has a population of 14.5 lakhs. Has a population of 14.5 lakhs, and it has a expatriate population much bigger. The majority of the expatriate workers are Indian. They have fueled and fired the Kuwait economy. They are the foundations on which the Kuwait economy stands. They are India's the largest expat force in every which way, labor, cheap labor, all their services, the entire country runs on us. Suddenly, unilaterally, this country, which should be grateful to us, is looking at gift horse in the mouth and saying, get out, to 8 lakh Indians. Suppose I had said that your country is deporting 8 lakh Indians or extraditing 8 lakh Indians, what would you say? This is nothing but deportation and extradition and exit and expulsion, I would say. When Idi Amin did it in Uganda, there was so much of halla gulla. But what is it but other than expulsion? You are simply saying, get out. Now, 8 lakh Indians getting out, our Tamilian brothers, our Malayali brothers, innumerable Indians earning the Aam Aadmi's common weal by dint of hard work, and you have no answers for them? How dare did Kuwait do it? And remember, it went through their assembly, it went through their constitutional council, it was held to be valid, and all this while India was not even consulted. What is worse, forget India not consulted, what was India doing? India should have gone shouting from the rooftops. Now, these are vital things, much more important than jumlebazi and event management.